Hello friends, so today we can discuss the first three problems from the latest Codeforces round 697. This problem or this set is actually unrated, but still we can learn new things by solving the problems. The first three problems are I think so they're not too difficult. That's why I'm making them in a one video. Okay, so let's start. The first problem states that you are given an integer n and you have to check that whether n has an odd divisor. Okay, so you are given some number n and you have to just check that whether there is some odd divisor of n. Okay, if there exists, you have to output yes or else no. N is very large. Okay, you can, if you want to brute forcefully find out divisors for every number and then do it for every test case, that can also be done, but I don't think so that can pass the time limit exceed. It can go to time limit exceed. But one thing you can observe that if you want some number to have a odd divisor. Okay, first thing that how can a odd divisor occur to any number? If you think that any number, like a divisor or any number which divides the other number, can be made up of prime numbers. Okay, and every prime number is odd. Okay, so but only one prime number is even, which is 2. So which means that if any number is only divisible by power of 2, or like it is only divisible by like 2, 4 or any power of 2, then only that number will be like it will be only having like even divisors. Else any number will be having odd divisors, because you can divide any number into its prime factorization and every prime is an odd number else except 2, and thus any number which is only a power of 2 is only which is answer, like the answer will be false, else any number is true. I hope you can get the intuition. I can show you the code. So because the number is like 64-bit but it's 10 to the power 14, so what you can easily do here is you just have to check that whether it is power of 2, and it's 64-bit number, so check for, I have checked for 60 bits. Okay, and for every number just check for the 60 bits, which means that 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3 till 2 to the power 60. If any number is equal to n, then obviously this number is a power of 2, because I'm just checking out 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3 till 2 to the power 60. And if any number occurs as a n, then obviously that answer exists, and the answer is no, because that answer will only have a power of 2 and only factors are as even factors, else the answer is false. So I'll link down the code in the description also. You just have to check that for every number, for any number, iterate from 1 till 60 and then check that whether it is power of 2. If that number becomes equal to n, then the answer is no, else the answer is yes. Okay, the second problem is Polycarp remembers, or you can actually read the problem statement in simple terms. It states that you are given a number n and you have to write that number as a summation of 2020 plus 2021, like some times of 2020 plus some times of 2021. Which I actually mean by this is you can write down that a into 2020 plus b times into 2021 is equal to n, and you have to find out the value of a and b if they exist. So you are given some n and you have to find out that whether you can easily find out some integer which is a into 2020 plus b into 2021 such that it's equal to n. A and b should be greater than or equal to 0 only. They cannot be negative. And yeah, that's the whole problem. Now as you can see, this is 2020 and the problem statement states that n is up to 10 to the power 6, which means that this number can be up to 10 to the power 6. Okay, now let's assume that this number which is actually the a into 2020 plus b into 2021 is equal to n, and now n is up to 10 to the power 6. So if you, let's assume that b is equal to 0, so this is actually a into 2020 is equal to n, and now because it's actually 10 to the power 6 and this is actually roughly equal to 10 to the power 4, this a can be up to 10 to the power 2, or you can assume 10 to the power 3 at max. Okay, so if you can just iterate over the value of a from 0 till 10 to the power of 3, and if any a, so if you know a, okay, you can iterate over from 0 till 10 to the power 3 for a. If for any a, you can find out the value of a into 2020. If you can add that value, subtract it from n, because take this value, take it on the left hand side, right hand side, n minus this number. If that number which is formed is actually divisible by 2021, which means that you can find out some b value also. If it is possible, then the answer is yes, else the answer is no. So that's what I've done. As you can see, uh, like this is the value for A, iterate from 0 till 1000, which I've told you. The other part which is remaining is n minus 2020 into I. And if this number goes less than 0, obviously we break out, because now a total, because see, if this number becomes so greater than n, because we take A into 2020 minus n, this becomes negative. And after, if it becomes negative, then B can be negative, and we don't want that B to be negative, and thus we just break out that like this answer cannot exist. But if B, like other, is greater, then you have to just check that whether other modulus 2020 is equal to 0. If it's like, if there exists some answer, then the answer is yes, else the answer is no. Okay, I'll mention down all the code in the description, so you can check that out. The C problem is good, but you have to just draw the test case and it becomes like pretty much easy to understand also. So in this problem, you are given that there is some school, okay, and there are A boys and B girls, and there are K pairs given to you. Okay, so as you can see, let's assume that there are 3 boys A, B, C, and there are 3 girls like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then these are the pair which are given to, like, which means that these boys and these girls want to dance in a like ball. As you can see, the first boy and the second girl can dance, first boy, third girl like dance, and so on. And now you actually have to choose, like as you can see, you have to choose 2 pair. 2 pair means that this is 1 pair of boy and girl, and 1 pair of boy and girl. You have to choose 2 pairs, like who like these person, like these children can dance, such that the same boy or the same girl do not appear in the like the other pair also. Which I mean by this is, as you can see, this pair is there. Okay, if you choose this pair, if you want that, okay, the first boy and second girl should dance, and if you choose again this first boy and second girl should dance, these 2 pairs has the same boy. And as you can see, if both of the pair has same boy, how can the boy dance with both of the girls? So this is not possible now. So you have to choose, like, this is okay. If you choose this thing, first boy and second girl, and second boy and second girl, so this girl is occurring again 2 times, so you cannot take this pair also. You can take this. So as you can see, the first boy and second girl, the third boy and the fourth girl. So this is a valid pair. So this pair and this pair can you take? So you have to take a pair of pair, and you have to tell that how many possible number of ways to select these 2 pairs of pair are there possible. So how many pairs are there? And that's the whole problem. Now, as you can see, let's draw out this case. Okay, so this is the first boy, second boy, third boy. Okay, and these are the girls: first girl, second girl, third girl, fourth girl. Okay, now as you can see, the first and the second are connected, which means that the first boy and the second girl, like, they are a possible pair. The first and third, then second and second, the second boy and the second girl, and the third and fourth. Okay, now as you can see, now just think over that. These are the possible pairs. You have to only choose among this pair. You cannot take this, like I can take the first boy and fourth girl. No, these are the only possible pairs you have to choose. Okay, now let's assume I choose 1 pair. Okay, and also you cannot do this in a brute force way, which means that for every pair find out the other pair which is possible. Which means that if the constraints are small, what you can do an O of n square approach, in which for every pair find out the next pair which is possible. So as you can see, for the 1, 2, I have to find out what other pair do not consist of 1 and 2, the first boy and the second girl. If you again iterate over the whole number of like this list and find out that, okay, this has the first boy, this has second girl, this is possible. So you have to just count out for every pair how many other pairs are there which are possible. You can easily do it in O of n square, but you cannot do this because the constraints are large. You can do this in O of n, or actually O of k, whatever you can say. So for every pair you have to find out how many pairs are there which are possible. So as you can see, if I take the first pair 1 and 2, how can I find out all the other pairs which are possible? Okay, if I take this 1 and 2, how many pairs are there which are not possible? So all the pairs which are connected to 1 are not possible. So this pair, like this pair is actually taken. So don't talk about this pair. This pair is not possible. Okay, and all the pairs connected to this girls are not possible, because see, you do not have to take all the pairs which are connected to the first boy, because all the pairs which consist of that boy are not possible, and also all the pairs consist of the first, second girl are not possible. So this pair is not possible. So remaining all the pairs are possible. So like, because this is only left, so which is fine. So now you can just find out that, okay, if I can find out how many pairs are connected or how many lines are connected for every boy and every girl, I can easily find it out. How I can find it out? Because every line is distinct. First, there's a problem, as you can see. This is the license. It is guaranteed that each pair is specifically at most once in the data space. So it cannot happen that 1 2 1 2 appears twice. So which means that each line is like specific. So for every boy, you can find out how many girls like this boy is connected. So everything is like different, and for every girl, find out how many boys it is connected. Fine. Now, if you take out the first boy, like if you take out the first pair, like for this pair, I want to find out how many pairs I can connect that to. Like if I take this as a first pair, 1 and 2 as the first pair, how many other pair I can take? If I can take out this as the first pair, how many pairs are left? K minus 1 pairs are left. Because see, I know the total number of pairs are k, because it is given that total number of pairs, the k is the total number of pairs which is given, 4. So k minus 1 pairs are left. Okay. So now from this, I want to subtract out all those pairs which are not including. So this pair are not including. So all the pairs which is connected to the first boy are not including. Okay. So the first boy out degree, or the number of degree which is connected to the first boy, I can find it out easily. How many links are there for the first boy? For the second girl, how many links are there? So as you can see, for the first boy, I know that these are the number of links for there. So this link is actually counted again, because see, we have to count out the number of pairs which are except this link. See, this pair is actually, we have to find out, we have taken this pair, 1 and 2 is taken. Now we have to find out how many pairs are left, how many pairs I can match this pair with. So I have taken this pair, so I have to count out how many pairs are left. So this pair is left, so I have to remove that pair. So total number of in degree for that boy. So as you can see, for that boy, the ith boy, I have to find out the number of like the places, like how many in degree are there, -1. And also we have to do the same thing for girl I -1, and you have to do a summation of this over all the pairs. If you don't understand, I'll make it more clear. So as you can see, for the first boy, if I take the first pair, if I take this pair, I have to find out how many pairs apart from this pair I can connect this pair to. If I take this 1 and 2 as a pair, how many all the other pairs I can take, which like these two pairs can be a valid combination. If I take this pair, how many other pairs are there? Now for finding out how many other pairs are there, we have to find out how many pairs I cannot take, because I know the total number of pairs are k -1 which are left, because this pair is taken. So how many pairs are left? K -1. Among all the k -1 pairs, how many pairs I cannot take? This pair I cannot take, this pair I cannot take. So the total number of pairs I cannot take will be given by the this degree of 1. Like how many connections are there with the first boy, because I have taken this as a pair. Okay, how many connections are there? I can find it out in like O of n by iterating over this whole list and finding out in how many positions this one is appearing. Like as you can see, for the first boy is appearing 2 times, the second boy is appearing 1 time, third boy is appearing 1 time, the second girl is appearing 2 times, the third girl is appearing 1 time, fourth girl is appearing 1 time. You can create this in O of n. Okay, now as you can see, you can easily subtract this out from k -1. But this pair is actually taken, so you have to subtract out the current boy, the ith boy, -1, because this pair is actually taken. The number of connections will tell you how many pairs are there. So this pair -1 will subtract out, and for the same, the ith girl you have to subtract out, because this girl is also taken. So but this pair is actually taken. For the girl, the ith girl, this pair, like the out degree or the number of degree will tell you how many connections are there. So subtract 1 from that, because this pair is actually taken. I can get all the results. But as you can see, this, like for this pair, let's assume I have counted this pair as the answer. So maybe there are 4, 5 and 6, 7. So this is this and this is this, let's assume, and this is this. So all of them are valid. For the current pair 1 and 2, all these pairs, this pair, this pair, this pair, are valid. So okay, so you can find out that, okay, you can count them out. But let's assume now I am on this pair 3, 4. When I'm on the 3, 4 pair, okay, I will count out 1, 2 as a valid pair. I hope you get the point, because see, for every pair I'm finding out how many pairs I can match it out. And how can I find out the total number of pairs left minus how many pairs are which are invalid? Subtract them out. But for this pair will be a valid pair, so this is counted again. So for this pair I'm counting this out, and for this pair I'm counting this out. So this is double counted out. So the total number of summation divided by 2 is the answer. I hope you understand the logic part now. I'll move on to the code part now. So it's just simple. You have to find out the degree for every boy, like the number of degree of this edge, like for the boy, every boy and every girl. Then for every pair, k minus 1, subtract out the number of degree for each boy minus 1, girl minus 1, divide the total summation by 2. And that's the whole logic. I'll show you the code part. So this is the AB, the input of like A and B. Actually A and B is just the input format. This is for the girl and boy, and count them out for boy and girl. The total is total, and then for every pair from 0 till k, we have to do a total summation of k minus 1, then g of ith boy minus 1 for every girl. Like this is for the boy, this is for the girl, minus 1, and you have to subtract it out from the total, and then in the end just totally divide by 2. I hope you understand the logic and the code for all the 3 problems. If you still have not, you can mention now. I'll see you next one. Keep coding. Bye.